Okay. Now, here's another little gem. They say capitalism is evil. Capitalism can be very evil. You have a guy who makes $10 million a year. He lays off 400 workers. They go on unemployment, and he buys a yacht. That's evil. That is evil. However, not all capitalists are evil. The rich man has the money. He hires the poor man to work for him. That's how America functions. Sean Hannity said, "I never got a job from a poor man." Never. The rich man gives you a job. Yes, he's rich, and yes, he gets to sit in his yacht, and he gets to drive his Rolls Royce, but you know what? At the end of the day, he signs your paycheck. As evil as you think he is, at the end of the day, he signs your paycheck. You know Milton Hershey from Hershey Bars? Do you know during the Great Depression, he hired people? Milton Hershey, during the Great Depression, lost money because he made sure that at the end of the week, his workers who depended on him, his workers who had mouths to feed, went home with a paycheck, even if it cost him his own money. Milton Hershey was doing some construction work on his property one time, like a giant project, and he saw a piece of construction equipment. Back then, construction equipment was brand new. I don't know what it was, a bulldozer or a wrecking ball, but it was a piece of construction equipment. And he asked one of his men, "What is that?" And the man responded, "That does the work of 40 men. You know what he said? "Shut it down, hire 40 men. Give 40 men a paycheck." Here's another thing capitalism has brought us. Okay? Capitalism has given us all technology. Someone has an idea. They go to the bank, they get out a small business loan, they start producing that idea into a physical object, and they market it. Or, better yet, they go to an established business. John Browning did this a lot. They go to an established business, they propose their idea, the established business makes their product for them, markets it for them, and they split the profits. Capitalism. Okay? Now, people on Occupy Wall Street, a lot of them are against capitalism. They have cell phones, they have iPods, they have iPads, they have laptops. So, they're against capitalism using capitalistic technology. Some of them are themselves the parents of the children of rich parents. Not all of them, but there was a couple of them. They found out that kid with the long hair was screaming his head off like a baby. He has a rich father and grandfather. He's a trust fund baby. So a lot of these kids have rich parents who they live off of for free, rich parents who pay their tuition at exclusive universities, and your parents kick you out, now you want to live off the government? So there's a lot of hypocrisy, there's a lot of double, talk out of one side of the mouth, do this with one hand, do this with the other hand. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of it. They still have a right to speak. It's still the First Amendment. And a lot of this is actually funny. I heard a lot of them are calling the police and reporting their items as stolen. You had a laptop. Someone took the laptop from you. You had a laptop. They took from you to give to themselves. That's not theft. That's redistribution. It's social justice. The other hypocritical thing here, I think, is they're using the First Amendment, freedom of speech, to say we need socialism in this country and Marxism. Marx. You ever been to a communist country? In a communist country, the good news is everybody has a job. The bad news is everybody makes $1 a day, the American equivalent of $1 a day. Some people have to live in the factory dormitories and buy soap and water and food at their own expense. They work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. On top of that, they have no right to complain. You're using your free speech to endorse a system of government that takes away your free speech. If you live in a communist country and you open your fucking mouth once, see that tongue? That tongue is gone. Soldiers come to you, they bring you to the town square, and they cut your tongue out of your mouth in the town square in front of everybody. Another thing they do, they take you and your entire family away in the middle of the night. One member of your family comes back alive, only one. And that member of your family tells all their friends what happens to he who dares oppose the president or the king. That's how communism works. Communism works by telling the people what they want, telling the people what you think, and if they disagree with you, you kill them. So why would you want that form? That's a little more evil than the form you have now, I think. Let me check my time again. Oh, I'm way under 6 minutes. I had a guy counting me on why I always check my time. I think I have obsessive compulsive disorder. Oh shit. So that is the issue right there. Another thing I'm seeing is I saw one motherfucker I wanted to punch him in the face. He took a shit on the American flag. My friend came back from Iraq wearing that flag, motherfucker. Okay? 4 months later, a guard has been handed that flag to my grandmother and told her it was on behalf of a grateful nation. You're taking a shit on the American flag. You're taking a shit on the thing that symbolizes your freedom to take a shit on it. Flag desecration is protected by the First Amendment. Well, you know what? I can stab myself in the eye right now. I can literally take my knife and stab myself in the eye. And it's legal. But should I do it? I don't think so. It's legal for me to drink rubbing alcohol. But I'm not going to do that either. Here's the other thing I noticed. Celebrities. Yes, we're going to talk about them now. Do you know what a Mercedes Maybach is? A Mercedes Maybach is a Mercedes. The cheapest I've seen them is $300,000. There was video footage, we can't deny it. There was video footage of Russell Simmons driving down to the Occupy Wall Street people in his Mercedes Maybach, having his bodyguard stand outside of it while he went around telling guys how evil capitalism is. There was Michael Moore. Michael Moore has experienced good and evil capitalism. When Michael Moore was a child, his hometown shut down factories and a lot of guys lost their jobs. Today, Michael Moore makes propaganda films, and he made one propaganda film and he sued because he wasn't getting proper royalties. That's capitalism. Michael Moore is also an NRA member who was against gun ownership. He's also a millionaire who lives in a mansion, rides first class on airlines, and condemns the rich. So he's his own. Ugh. It was rumored, not proven, rumored that Jay-Z and Beyonce came down to support Occupy Wall Street and then went shopping. I don't know if that's true or not. It is rumored that someone is giving them $650 a week to protest. Wait a minute. Someone is paying you money to come to them and do a job for them. That sounds like capitalism to me. Now let's talk about what the First Amendment does not protect. There have been people arrested at Occupy Wall Street. First Amendment does not protect your right to stop free travel. Someone, pedestrian and driver, motorist, has a right to travel freely from point A to point B and back again. The Occupy Wall Street crowd has made it hard to do that. There are people that want to come in there and work, but it's hard for them to come to and from work because of the big crowd out there. Okay? The Occupy Wall Street people have been alleged to be making a lot of noise, even late at night. You do not have a right to disturb the peace. The Occupy Wall Street people have been pissing and shitting where they stand. Even cats have litter boxes. Even the dog tells you when he needs to go outside and shit under a tree. If they ever leave that location, the city workers will have to come in with hazmat suits to clean up the garbage. You do not have a right to litter. There are a couple of rapes that have been reported. I don't know if they're true or not, but they've been reported. Where does the Constitution say I have a right to rape someone? It doesn't. Police officers. There have been people arrested for assaulting police officers. You do not have a right to assault a police officer. So, yeah. There's a little bit of hypocrisy going on here. We have a right to free speech, but the garbage dumping, the assaulting the police officers, the guy was seen there's a picture of a guy shitting on a police car. All that stuff is not allowed by the First Amendment. You can actually be arrested for hitting a police car. I had a professor who arrested a guy for kicking his police car. He had a homeless guy that wanted him to take him to the shelter. No, he had a homeless guy, and the homeless guy said, "Take me to jail." And he said, "I don't want to take you to jail. Go to the shelter." The homeless guy kicked his car. He took him to jail. It's a crime to hit a police car. It's a crime to assault an officer. And the NYPD has a right to respond when they feel threatened. They are responsible for public safety. I'm not going to lie. Police officers have done bad things in the past. There's been officers arrested for police brutality. But when you are rioting and the officers feel they need to protect the citizenry, guess what? You're fucking wrong. They got the law on their side. If you show any sign of aggression, they can respond with force. Deadly force if necessary. Well, that's my rant. That's my requested video for this guy. Okay, take care.